Greetings, students, and welcome to week one. So this week's going to be a little weird, actually. It's not really going to look like a typical week here in sociology class, but that's because it's the first week and we kind of have to do all the first week stuff. So every week when you come into class, there's going to be a floating head me overview video here that you can watch and kind of determine what's going on for the week. We'll go over your learning objectives and everything you need to know for the week, all the due dates and that kind of thing. So first thing, everything in this class is due on a Sunday with one exception. The very last week, everything is due on Saturday because your grades are due on Sunday. So kind of makes sense, right? So everything's due on Sunday. I don't always get to everything Monday morning. I do teach on Mondays. So just a heads up there. Everything is due on Sunday. I know there are some videos that I have coming up here this week that I recorded for my fall section of this class, but it still contains good information. So there are some dates in those videos that are going to be wrong. Yeah, like I'll talk about, something being due shortly after Thanksgiving, which doesn't make sense for this term, right? So just pay attention to the content of the videos and less the actual dates. So what's going on this week? This week we're going to figure out what exactly we're doing this semester. You're going to find out how to navigate my course, how to access my materials, how to get a hold of me, all the important things. And we're also going to define the sociological imagination. So we're actually going to get started on our coursework a little bit this week. So what do you need to do this week? All right, well, you need to watch the overview video, which you're doing. Good job. Then you need to watch the How Not to Fail My Class video, which is one of my favorites. Tells you how to navigate and function within my course. I have a syllabus review that should have the updated dates because I'm doing a new one for that one. So don't worry about dates within that one. And then there is an assignment review. That's the one with the old dates. So just ignore the dates and listen to the content and you'll be just fine. And then for this week and next week, just a heads up, we are using some crash course videos just because of how difficult and thorny some of these topics are. But it's only this week and next week. I do not love to use them. We're just going to try to get through some of the more tricky stuff with those before we get into our actual application of sociology, which is way more fun, right? So I have an overview video for those two videos to watch so that you know what you're watching. And then you're going to want to go ahead and watch those two videos. And then we have a piece of reading this week that is not the textbook. It's on Blackboard. From C. Wright Mills, The Promise of the Sociological Imagination. There's a preface video for that as well, where I kind of walk you through what it is and what he's talking about and all that kind of thing. So you go ahead and read that. And then when you're done with that, you're going to go ahead and hop into our very first discussion board. Now we have 15 points worth of discussion board posts this semester. That does not equal 15 discussion boards. Some weeks we have two, but I think it's only one or two. But you do have a discussion board this week, so go ahead and do that. You do not have a quiz this week. Every other week you will have a quiz. You do not have a quiz this week. So before you email me telling me you don't have a quiz this week, I know you don't have a quiz this week. So go ahead and do the discussion board post. When you're done with the discussion board post, you're done for the week. And I'll see you next week for theory. It'll be okay, guys. We'll make it through together. All right, I'll see you in the next video.